there was a video of TYT that was all over the right-wing media. And I just want to point something out, that they made a big deal out of this. Let me see if I can find the point of... Okay, so this is Candace Owens on Tucker Carlson. And listen to what she says, and listen to what Cenk says.
Left can pull a racist narrative from thin air where it doesn't exist, but when it actually is in their face, they try to avoid it at all costs, especially when the perpetrator is a black person against another white person, which obviously happens more often in this country, given the fact that black Americans are the most murderous group in America by rate.
Okay, so she says black Americans are the most murderous group by rate in that clip. Okay, the right wing has been playing the fact that Cenk said this.
That's insane.
See if I can find this.
Look, here are the stats on crime. Here are the stats on socioeconomic conditions, and you see that unfortunately people
hold on
violence and gave everything context, and then broke it down. You say, "Oh, okay, that's an interesting conversation."
If there was actual nuance in her argument, right?
Right, and if there were facts shared, etc. Instead, they never shared any of that in the entire segment. She just called black people murderers and said that they were the most murderous group in America by race. So that is exactly why they bring out.
She said rate. He says race. He does it a bunch of times. And they hammered this. I've seen this all over right-wing media. They've been hammering Cenk with this bullshit. She said rate. He says race, and he even says at one point, like, you could play the tape back, and she says race.
Call all black people murderers.
Yeah, there we go.
Instead, they
nuance in her argument, right?
Hold on, it might be further back.
And so, okay, so if she were to put it in context and say, rewind it and see it again. Black America.
Oh, that's what it is, right here. Here you go.
I mean, she just went so far over the top here. I mean, I don't want to bury the lead here. She said, quote, and you saw with your own eyes, you can rewind it and see it again. Black Americans are the most murderous group in America by race. That's an outrageously.
It is outrageous. It's not what she said, and I don't want to be like I don't need to defend Candace Owens. I just want to make a point real quick.
The perpetrator is a black person against another white person, which obviously happens more often in this country, given the fact that black Americans are the most murderous group in America by rate.
Okay, so she said rate, Cenk says race, and then back and forth. And this was all over the internet. Meanwhile, it's clear that Biden said United States of America, States of America, and had a tongue flap, essentially. Knows he's in the United States of America, not the United States of America. No one would make that assertion. Trump himself talks out of his ass nonstop whenever he's doing a rally.
We're going to be appointing very pro-crime judges.
And at no time do they go after him. She said rate, guys. He said race. She said rate. That's not the point. The point is the right used that as a hammer and a cudgel nonstop in all these videos. Meanwhile, they never touched any of the ones where Trump is clearly saying shit like that and just let it roll. Like they just, I don't know. It's just, I like him because he talks like a normal person. And by normal, they mean like a moron. What does by rate mean? They mean percentage versus other races. That's what she was saying. But it's not the point. It's word for word. Like, literally, Cenk is saying, like, she said race, go back and listen to it. I went back and listened to it, she said rate. That's not the point. The point is, the right wing went crazy playing this. They've done it, it's on a fucking loop, nonstop. And at the same time, Trump would say all this dizzy shit, constantly, still does. And they don't cover any of it. But Biden says United States of America, and it sounds like steaks because he has a cough or a tongue flip or a bit of a stutter when he's saying it, when he clearly knows what he's talking about, and you know what he's talking about. And he's talking about something, by the way, in the clip that he genuinely cares about, and it is meaningful. Because the biggest problem with this clip at all is the fact that Don Jr. could not possibly bring himself to give a rat's ass about poor kids whose parents have to park them in a fast food restaurant parking lot to use the internet to do their homework.
Parking lot of a fast food restaurant, so their children could use the internet to get their homework done. This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
Now, I know you're not allowed to talk about Joe Biden any.
Again, like a simple, like, speaking issue. It's just a mouth issue. And you just keep rolling with it a lot of times. There's some you fix, and Biden does fix them occasionally. But there are distinct differences between a mispronunciation based on the words you're using, and absolutely talking out of your ass when it comes to not being able to pronounce Yosemite.
When they gaze upon Yosemites.
See what I mean? That's the issue. Yeah, that's the issue I have.
Look.
Yeah, that's not a sign of decline. No. Not being able to say Iowa while you're in Iowa.
Values.
I mean, the man was in Iowa campaigning.
Iowa values.
Honestly. Yeah. Or Burisma, the company that that Hunter Biden worked for. Burisma. It's pronounced Burisma. Everyone knows it's pronounced Burisma.
The Burmese executives. So this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese.
Just saying for the record, if it wasn't for inconsistency, they'd have no consistency at all.